say, actually, it's quite difficult to come up with the word.
Okay.
I would say that probably, I think from the, I think of a HOD point of view, that probably hardworking.
Don't go into the content, just give me the 3 pegs. So HOD's point of view.
Then probably work smart.
All right, so hold on. You're blending the two. So for example, if I would, let's say, give you, right, tell me about yourself. And I would say, okay, if I'm using aspects, it's 3 whats, right? So I would say, tell me about yourself from 3 aspects. I would say working smart, perseverance, and adaptability. Okay. Now, if I tell me about yourself in terms of perspectives, I can say from my client's perspective, from my my participants' perspective, and from my collaborators' perspective.
Okay, so I probably would be in terms of it, I can say that it's hardworking, outgoing, and probably I would say towards the end, determination.
Determination. Okay, very good. Nice one. Makara says it's difficult.
Yes, sometimes it's a bit difficult to get the correct word out of it.
Correct word, yeah. So if you are thinking in one language and then trying to translate it into English, yes, it might be a bit difficult. So don't worry about the translation, Makara. Just do it in your language, your mother tongue, right? As long as you understand the concept. Yeah. If you have a question about the concept, I'll be happy to answer it. So what is aspects? Aspects describes the thing. So here we go. If I've got a handphone, right, and I have to have 3 aspects of my handphone, I would say, what would be the 3 aspects? I would say price. Okay, I might say price. I might say
function.
Pardon? Function, correct. And I would say what else? Maybe the brand.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I'm saying the phone again and I'm using perspectives or opinions, I might say from whose opinions matter here? My opinion. Okay. Because I'm the good user of the phone. My husband's opinion, because he's the financer of the phone. And my son's opinion, because he's going to be playing games on the phone. Right? So here it's...
How about overall review? Like if you overall review, that means if you read a review of the phone.
Reviews, users' opinion. Correct. Yeah, you can have that, right? So there's no one set of 3 pegs. Noticed?
Yes.
Yeah. I had 3 pegs of what would be my aspects. You had another set of 3 pegs. There might be overlaps, but there might not be. It might be just totally different, which is why I give so many different examples. So there's no one model. The model is the pattern. The pattern helps you become very creative with the 3 things you want to talk about.
Okay.
Right. So we may use the same model. We both may use the clock plan, or we both may use the triangle plan, but we will come out with our own 3 pegs that it may be different from each other. And that is okay, because it is about communication. So there's a science and an art to thinking on your feet. Okay, that's one. Number 2, our brain has got so much of information stored in many places. Sometimes in places we don't even know it's there, right? It's like going to a library. It's like going to Google and say, Google, tell me everything about Cambodia. Tell me about Cambodia, and you'll have whoosh, so many things coming out, right? But if I go in there and say, Google, I want to know about history of Cambodia. Google, I want to know about the food of Cambodia. Then it will come out with specific things that are about food. So similarly, in our brain, tell me about yourself. So many things all over the place. We have so much of rich information. But the minute I give the brain a pattern, like Google, keywords, the keywords are, from my perspective, my client's perspective, and my collaborator's perspective, my brain, just like Google, will go and retrieve the information that's specific for just those 3 areas. It's very focused. It gets into the space that needs to be, just the content or information that needs to be answered, right? So that's what Think on Your Feet does. It helps your brain focus to specific things so that your brain can go and retrieve the relevant information, not, like this all over the place, right? So I'm just going to pause here very quickly. We are hitting at the last 6 minutes of the session, and ask if there's any question that you have. Makara, I hope I've answered it and made it less difficult for you and a little bit more easier for you to think about the plan, or would you like more examples? Or any other questions from the 5 of you? More examples. Okay. Give me a topic, Makara.
Youth.
Okay, youth. All right. So if I'm talking about the youth, I can talk about it from, let me give you for a clock plan. Okay, time. So 3 pegs talking about youth. I can talk about early youth, mid-youth, and becoming an adult. Okay. If I'm talking about youth in terms of aspects, youth in terms of their behavior, in terms of their likes and their dislikes. In terms of perspectives, youth from their own perspective, from their family's perspective, from society's perspective. Okay, does that help, Makara?
I think that's clear.
Clear? Yeah. All 3 patterns. Yes, very good. Exactly. It's all 3 patterns on the same topic. Yeah. And that's the power of Think on Your Feet. Essentially, the power of Think on Your Feet is this. There are 6 different ways. I mean, there could be more, but we're talking about 6 different ways. There's 6 different ways for you to say the same thing and get your answer across with clarity, brevity, and impact. Okay. And why is it 6 different ways and not 1 way? Because we are not focusing on the best answer. We are focusing on several good answers. And why is that important? When you have the best answer, it's like exam, right? When you're going into a test or an exam, you either get it right or you get it wrong. That's very, very stressful. Right? And in life, there's no such thing, not everything is right or wrong. There's a lot of in between, right? And in work, that's what it is. So there are several good answers, and we're looking at how to give you tools to have those several good answers. So right now, you already have got 3 ways, 3 patterns, 3 different ways of giving several good answers. Okay, so on that note, if you have any other questions in the last 3 minutes, please bring that up. I'm glad that it's clear for you, Makara. My job is done. Okay. If not,
can I ask 1 question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I guess sometimes it's difficult because, like what you say, there's overlap. So I believe in 1 pattern, probably there is more than 1 phrases that you can describe for yourself. So
yes.
In that sense, you would have a bit of difficulty to actually have that clarity that which one you want to use actually. actually resolve that.
Do this. Okay. So here's the thing. One is when you're thinking on your feet, you don't have time, right?
Yes.
You have zero or very little time.
So
you
don't come to your mind.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, right? So
the first thing that came to your mind.
Yeah, exactly, because that's the one that's going to be most helpful, right? And if you let go of the fact that, oh my God, it has to be the best answer, then you will go with, that's the plan that comes to, that's a pattern that I see immediately, right? I'll go with that pattern and I will give an answer. What's the worst that will happen? Kenwa will say, Sham, I understand 1 and 2, but 3 I don't really understand. Can you explain a little bit more about 3?
Okay.
Right? Or even worse, you'll say, I don't understand that. Okay, let me try another one. Then I've got another pattern that I can try, second pattern.
Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
Because I'm concerned about confusing.
So the confusing only happens when you're talking as we talk right now. So if you take it pattern by pattern, it's fine, right? Number 2 thing to remember, it's a conversation. It is not a game. It's a conversation, right? We're having a communication in work. Someone asks us our thoughts, we answer. They may agree, they may not agree. It keeps on going. So if you keep these 2 things in mind, principles of, there's no such thing. We're not looking at the best answer. We're looking at good answers. And that number 2, we are all having conversations. Then you're more relaxed to try whatever comes to your mind in the first instance when you ask that question.
Oh, good question.
That's a good question, Kenwa.
It cleared the confusion out of my mind.
Yeah, good. Yeah. All right. And all right, that's 12 o'clock. Yeah, and we're not going to hold people together. Thank you very much, everyone who joined us today. And if you'd like to, keep in touch or look for more tips, I do a lot of that on LinkedIn, and I'm starting with Instagram just newly. So you're welcome to follow me if you would like to. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Okay, thank you very much, Sharmini. Yeah,
you're welcome.
See you. Okay,
see you.
I'll pick up you in the chat.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome, Makara.
Yeah.
Thanks for engaging.